Hello,
there we go.
Everyone. Are we there? Yeah.
I think we are.
I think we are. I think we're actually live. This is another edition of Two Queers and a Truck for Pride Month, and probably for longer than that. But we just wrapped up our coffee show, and we're about to hit the road. And we got our bathroom visits out of the way, and we're gonna get started here. I guess we're heading to Ballantyne today. Is that where you're chauffeuring?
Yeah, let's go to Ballantyne. We've done Plaza Midwood. We did Dilworth, the first one, Plaza Midwood. So we're going to go to Ballantyne area and do some chicanery and what is it again?
In fuckery.
Fuckery. Welcome everyone to Two Queers in a Truck. I'm Christian Cano.
And Jenny-Jaymes Gunn.
Thank you for talking while we were going on. I was trying to get all seat belted and
I know we gotta be safe.
Yeah, it took me forever to get this big old boat out of the driveway. So
oh yeah,
I'm like ah.
This truck can't be wrecked anymore. We need it for the show.
That's right.
And wrecks cost lots of money, and they get insurance companies involved, and blood pressure of husbands up, and things like that. So.
All right, so let's get going. We're gonna head off to Ballantyne, which at one time, I don't know if you were here then, but there was a time where Ballantyne actually wanted to separate from Charlotte, secede, whatever the term is.
Yeah.
Yeah, they I don't know if they
community.
I don't know if they voted on it, but they wanted to be their own little city.
I can see that.
Yeah, and I remember that was maybe 7-8 years ago, and maybe it may not have been that long ago. If anybody remembers how long ago that was, but they did want to separate from the city. But interestingly, now that more brown people live there, they don't want to separate. I'm just saying. I don't know what the. I don't know. What do you think? Okay, well,
it's always one of those things when a city, or an area wants to break away, because the same thing happened with Marvin and Waxhaw too.
Yeah.
That one time Marvin was part of Waxhaw, and then now it's two separate cities. It's two separate municipalities. But basically, Marvin is Northern Waxhaw. Is what it was. Because Cynthia Wallace actually told me that.
Why would they not want to be in Waxhaw?
I don't know.
Waxhaw's a wonderful city.
Yeah, so, but there is a distinct difference between, you can really notice the difference between Marvin, that's really more like South Charlotte.
Oh, really?
And Waxhaw is a little bit more pastoral, more rural.
Yeah.
It reminds me a little bit more of a city in like South Carolina. Very genteel, very old Carolinas.
Yeah.
And so I think it was really a culture thing. I think they saw the northern Waxhaw area that became Marvin, or known as Marvin, as just a encroachment of Charlotte, North Carolina. And I think a lot of bedroom communities that turn into their own municipalities, a lot of times the old school people don't want their identity taken over by a new, more progressive crowd.
So who would be progressive, Marvin or Waxhaw?
Yeah, Marvin.
Oh.
Yeah, Waxhaw, I've been in both communities, and I can tell you there's a big difference.
Oh, wow, interesting.
Yeah, Marvin's more like a Weddington or even South Charlotte's got a lot of progressives. I
didn't realize Waxhaw was that.
Waxhaw's a lot more like Monroe, or maybe not even as diverse as Monroe.
Can you be as bad as Monroe?
I think Waxhaw's right there. It's one of the few places I've walked into a place and be uncomfortable.
Really? In Waxhaw? That's interesting. I don't know. I've campaigned in Waxhaw, and I know they've got that brewery there.
It was a restaurant there on the square, and I won't go into details or name the place, but I definitely won't ever go back.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure there are people who follow us who are from Waxhaw, so Jenny's opinions do not represent the opinion.
But for the most part, in North Carolina, I've not had any issues. I've been to Rock Hill. I've been to you know, a lot of areas in the North and South Carolina, you know, the Charlotte metropolitan area, and I've been to Raleigh, and I really had no problems. And for the most part, this mask is imploding on me.
Oh, that's good. All right, well, let's get driving so that way, because I'm going to lose a signal where I'm sitting at here. So we're going to Ballantyne.
Ballantyne. And Ballantyne's a lot of fun. I mean, it seems so new. I mean, it's you know, only living here. I mean, this September will be 2 years.
It's
such a high growth area.
Look, they're still working on that street.
Yeah,
I told you.
I don't think they're ever going to stop. I mean, I don't even know what they're really doing.
We should go ask her, but
that's a whole episode. I think that's next week's episode.
That's a whole another
hanging
episode.
Out with construction workers.
And they know where I live, so
yeah, maybe a different construction site. Maybe we'll find another one. There's a bunch of construction sites.
Yeah.
Here in the city that I've been here 2 years. And they've always been under construction.
Yeah,
so there's certain parts of South End that are that same way.
Well, you know that if you ever been like to Georgia from here and you go to 85 around Gaffney, where the big butt peach tree is. Have you seen that big butt peach tree?
Right.
I call it the butt. It's a big peach tree water tower. And that place is, there's a stretch of 85 that's been in construction forever. And it's like,
I mean, 485, I mean, has been, you know, the southern leg of 485 between basically Ballantyne or Rock Hill all the way to Matthews has been torn up since I've moved here.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, for 2 years.
Yeah.
And, you know, and I don't think it looks like it's even close to being done. I mean, like, it's got miles to go.
Yeah.
You know, and so it always amazes me, you know, we're both from Texas.
Yeah.
And in Texas, I saw some major construction projects that got done in 18 months, 19 months that were way bigger than anything I've seen here. And it always makes me wonder why. One of the few things that Texas does right is their roads.
Yeah.
They can slap up a road. I don't know if it's because of the weather.
Well, they have really good, what do you call it,
on-ramps?
You know, when you're merging?
Yeah.
They're really, yeah, and they also have those streets on the side of the highways. What
access
are those?
roads.
Access roads. That's what it is. Yeah.
No, the road system.
That's what I meant to say.
Is well thought out.
Yeah.
Even in some of the quirkier cities like San Antonio that's older and designed a lot like Charlotte. It's a spoken wheel construction. But San Antonio's highway system is very good.
Yeah.
And you can move a lot of people, especially being a tourism city.
Yeah.
But Charlotte, and this has been a problem where a lot of places I've lived where they just don't understand. I don't know why Texas figured out how to make roads really good.
So do you think it's just because there was so much land available at the time and they see land as limited here? And so, I mean, I'm curious because I agree with you. Charlotte seems to be the type of city that...
Mecklenburg County is huge, so it's not like there's... It's not like we're butted up against the Rockies or something, you know, or an ocean. I mean, we're out in the middle of land. There's just land as far as you can see. We could go north, south, east, or west.
Yeah.
So I think it's really, it's not like New York City that's on an island.
Yeah.
I think it's really just a choice. I think it's probably a lack of planning on North Carolina's part, and more so probably the, you know, county and city and everything else. It's just they don't anticipate growth like Texas cities tend to build freeways out in the middle of nowhere, and then all of a sudden the city grows into them.
That's why they build them, is so that way.
You know, San Antonio had that outer loop 1604 for decades before the city grew into it.
That's right.
But they realized they put the footprint there so that San Antonio actually has 2 full-blown loops.
Well, yeah, that's right. They've got the
and technically a third one. Highway 46 also encompasses the entire city.
Yeah.
And it's a partial, or at least it used to be, probably finished now. It was a partial loop. Especially on the north end. It connected all the way from New Braunfels to Lake Medina. And so that's quite a bit of a stretch.
Have you, change subject, but not to change subject, but have you been through the hill country in Texas?
Oh yeah,
Isn't that
many times.
gorgeous?
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful. I mean, a lot of people don't realize, you know, just the. It's like a different world.
The geography and the Devil's Backbone and all the lakes and the trees. And it looks a lot like here.
Yep, it
Looks
does.
very similar to here.
It's like you go into a different world, literally.
Yeah, there's different parts of the hill country, but yeah, that drive from Kerrville all the way up north of Austin,
Yep.
you know, is stunning. I mean,
It's gorgeous.
Texas
It's
has
gorgeous.
It's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous.
You know, but yeah, I've been up and down the hill country many a time. You know, I living in San Antonio a second time as an adult. My boyfriend and I would go up through the hill country.
Yeah.
Quite a bit. I mean, we had a lot of friends in Austin.
Yeah.
And it was just a good time.
Well, have you been up to the mountains here?
I have not.
You'd love it. It's gorgeous.
I've been through the Tennessee mountains to come here,
Yeah.
to move here, but I've not been up, and I want to go up. I've never been to Asheville yet,
Oh, Asheville's beautiful.
and it's one of the parts of North. There's a lot of parts of North Carolina and South Carolina I have not been to. I've not been to the beach yet,
Yeah.
so I've not been to Myrtle. I've not been to any of those.
The
yet.
Outer Banks here, you haven't been there?
I haven't been there yet. I haven't. I've been to Raleigh. That's the only place outside of the Charlotte metropolitan area. I mean, when I say I haven't been to South Carolina, I've gone to like Rock Hill, which is really just a suburb of Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't made it to Columbia or Myrtle
Yeah, I mean,
or Charleston. I'm dying to go to Charleston. I mean that's
North Carolina's so beautiful. I mean, it's got so much beauty, and it's just incredible. I mean, there's so much. The mountains, you got the beaches. You know, it's. I can understand why so many people have retired here, especially from the Northeast and so forth.
Well, the weather is pretty reasonable. It doesn't get super cold here.
No, not really.
But it doesn't get Arizona hot or South Florida hot. And when it does get hot here, it doesn't stay hot for very long. I mean, it's southern heat, but not South Texas heat. You know, where it'll melt your face off, which, I mean, I personally like it, but a lot of people that retire, you know, they want it warm, but they don't want it blazing warm.
Well, it's always so funny when it gets like this weekend's going to be really warm here.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be like 89, almost 90 degrees, and you know, they're like, you know, this is unreasonably hot. You know, having lived in Texas, we're like, no, hot is like 105.
89 degrees is early April.
Exactly.
I mean,
so it's like
Fiesta time, it's in the
warm.
90s, and that's mid-April.
That's right.
So I giggle about that because I'm going, you know, in South Texas, if you said 89 was warm, you'd go, just wait about 30 more days, and you're going to see hot, because it gets hot there, and it stays hot. I mean, 90-degree weather is not uncommon in November in San Antonio. I mean,
well, speaking of festivals, do you remember the first Pride you ever went to?
Yeah.
Where was it?
It would have been...
Happy Pride, by the way.
Yeah, Happy Pride again.
Yes.
You know, this is International Pride Month.
Oh, and I do want to talk about what happened on Monday.
Yes.
What happened?
I mean, the landmark court ruling, I mean, it was huge that, you know, employers cannot discriminate against LGBTQIA.
And the case was a Texas
case. A Texas case.
That's right.
Which it usually is. It's usually, if there's discrimination, it usually comes out of the Texas appellate court.
Exactly.
It really does. If you look at all the landmark civil rights cases, almost every one of them came from Texas, even Roe versus Wade.
Keep in the heart of Texas.
Because we have a certain amount of people in there, they're going to always mess with people that they shouldn't mess with.
That's right.
Including this one.
That's right.
But basically, in a 6-3 ruling, which is very monumental because it's really showing that despite some of the conservative nature of certain justices, they still see certain things as normal and human rights.
Yep.
And one of them is, they said on the base of gender or sexuality, that no employer or government entity should discriminate.
That's right.
So it's going to shoot down a lot of bathroom bills and, you know, adoption things and so many things. I think it's really going to hopefully put a chilling effect on it's really equivalent to marriage equality. It is just as big of a ruling.
Yeah. So what do you think Bathroom Dan Bishop did when he found out that ruling?
Probably put on a dress and did the Buffalo Bill. I don't know. You know, he had to have been gnashing his teeth, you know, crying on his son's shoulders about, you know, they're not the boss of me. And I don't like gay people, even if I might be.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I mean, all the Republican queens out there had to just be throwing their pearls in the trash can and going, clutching them isn't doing any good.
Speaking of Republican queens,
yes.
I heard Lady Tariq, what's his name? Tariq.
Bokhari.
Bokhari, yeah.
Bokhari.
City council member Tariq Scott Bokhari. We have to include Scott because he doesn't like to be confused with his actual name. I heard he's been blocking a lot of people on social media.
Yes, he blocked Layla, one of my good friends.
Yeah.
And you know, if you block Layla, how thin-skinned are you? Because she is an activist, but she's not. She's not active.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I was at her house for Thanksgiving. For Thanksgiving at lunchtime, and I went to several of my drag queen friends' house for the night Thanksgiving. But Layla is gracious and sweet, and a lot of common sense. A fabulous woman. Does a lot of things with CRAN, Charlotte Reproductive Action Network, and you know, if she watches this, you know. And I saw it, so he blocked her on TikTok, and so she's blocked on every possible platform. And I said, well, hopefully they open up another platform or somebody develops something so you can get blocked on there and keep your streak alive, because it's like, I think it's a win. I mean, how do I get to completely block status?
He's such a dainty, like, he's so dainty. I mean, he's like, you know, I mean, we talked about this last Wednesday, about how the Republican men have become like so drama queens. From Dan Bishop to Run Forrest Run guy, and to the.
I think they've always been knee-jerk.
To Tariq.
I think we just used to give them free passes.
You think so? Yeah.
Yeah, we'll actually go that way.
Oh, that way. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think we used to look at their emotions as patriotic, and I think millennials are looking at them like,
I don't ever remember
what
them.
What are you doing?
I don't ever remember them being so whiny and so like just drama queens.
Well, I think it's because we didn't have other people, other faces. We used to just have white male politicians.
That's right. Yeah.
I mean, think about the Reagan days in his cabinet. Yeah. It looked like you just throw white hoods on them and they look like a Klan meeting. I mean, it literally, like, people of color in positions of power 30 years ago didn't exist. I think one of the things we're seeing is we're seeing LGBT politicians, especially on the state and local level. And I think you see Colorado has its first gay mayor. And I think you're starting to see actual diversity. You look at Mecklenburg County and our county commission, there is not a white male on it. Yeah. Which is amazing, because we're the 15th largest city in the United States.
I don't ever remember district. I think was he District 6, or I don't know what district he is. City Council District 6. Anyway, so I'm Ed Drigg's district. I'm at the very edge of Ed Drigg district. So he's north of me, South Park, all the way up to portions of Dilworth and so forth. I don't ever remember that district having such unstable drama queen. Kenny Smith was before him. He was kind of drama, but he was at least a little bit of.
I mean, it's just it's so dramatic when you know, like the march went through South Park.
Yeah.
Was one
oh my God! I ain't got time for this. Marching in my district.
He went into Paul Blart mode and jumped into his fancy SUV.
For the South Park, and
you looked at the marchers, and we've talked about this before, but they were so harmless, and they were just cruising in the middle of the day too. And I think it was almost like a Norman Rockwell painting. I mean, you had people walking through probably one of the swankier parts of all of Charlotte, with all these really fancy buildings and all this eye candy. One of the times we need to do a show really in South Park, laugh about it, and just show.
Maybe we can like sit in the food court.
Yeah, that would actually be hilarious, and just go. This area not only is there's a lot of very elaborate buildings.
I bet we would find Dan Bishop and Tariq, Lady Tariq in the bathroom.
Probably. Yeah, there'd be some controversy. I know I wouldn't be safe in there with them. And
what y'all doing in here, boys?
Just each other's makeup.
What happened was, I didn't.
And what I don't understand is just the Lindsey Graham's the same way. I mean, Missy G.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just so fabulous. I like the fact, and this is one of the advantages of social media.
Yeah.
Before, when you only had journalism outlets for news, now with social media and YouTube and all that, things get leaked.
Yeah.
If you think for a moment that you can be secretly gay, secretly abusive with CPI, we're looking at CPI locally, that's racist. The president is racist and has been called out on it, and is now Jorge is taking him to school. I mean, kudos to Jorge and is not letting it go. And I think what we're seeing with this Black Lives Matter movement,
that's
nobody's letting it go, which is great.
That's why I'm surprised that people have not boycotted whatever bootleg company Tariq. I don't even know if he works for a real job or if he's a consultant. Yeah, it's some bootleg thing he does or whatever. I
mean, which I think is always suspicious when you have a city councilman that's also a consultant for development.
It's like and so I don't know.
Kind of like senators and
I don't know who would hire him.
Trading.
I mean, I don't know any real business that would hire him because of the liability of being boycotted. Because he's...
Yeah, but I mean, before all this and before all the really queenie stuff that he's done lately, he was pretty rational. On the level. I mean, honestly, truthfully, every interaction I've ever had with him personally, he's been very pleasant.
Yeah.
I will...
He always has he's got to take a dump look. It's like his eyes are always like his eyes are always like this. Like either he's squinching something like a butt plug or something. Or, he's always got this look like it's like a constipation, doesn't it? I never see him just smile with his eyes open or whatever. It's almost like constipation.
People on the camera cannot see what we're coming up to, but I'm going to switch the subject.
Okay, so we're in Ballantyne.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Very part of
There's a crane.
Ballantyne. We're about to press Ballantyne Commons right here. And we have the Ballantyne Hotel on the left.
That's right.
We have kind of a theater district with a movie theater, a bunch of eateries like the Mellow Mushroom over here to the right. It's a very, very pretty part, lots of office buildings. And there's a lot of tech companies. A lot of people don't realize there's
businesses over there. They're actually
there's a ton of technology companies.
I don't know where the golf course is. Maybe it's over there or somewhere. But they're
a little further south, isn't it?
Well, I don't know, but they're going to redo. They're doing a new development there. They voted on it. The city council voted on it on Monday night, and they approved. And they're going to. The golf course is closing. They're going to build like a whole. They're trying to attract millennials out here. Because all the millennials are moving to South End and uptown and so forth, and not a lot of millennials are moving out here because there's not a lot of public transportation.
No, there's not. I think the rail line starts on South Avenue, doesn't it? I mean, but north of 485, so it doesn't come all the way down here. So, I mean, I don't think developing stuff down here is going to change that.
Well,
we're still going to have to drive to a rail station.
I don't know any millennial. Well, I mean, I'm sure that people will move out here, but the whole reason that millennials are moving to South End and stuff is because they're willing to pay those prices because they like the ability to walk places and so forth. So apparently they're going to build some type of complex like that here.
Okay. So like a mixed use.
I guess
like,
so. I'm not sure that I heard about that about 6 months ago, and I thought, I mean, especially because a lot of companies that are out here are having a hard time recruiting millennials, and actually Lending Tree, I think, has moved to South End.
But that's one of the fascinating things. So now that you're seeing COVID, there's going to be, and I saw several reports on this on Facebook, and a lot of people that do forecasting of different business moves. One of them is saying that commercial office space is going to be, occupancy is going to be needed less. That these co-working spaces,
people are going to work at home.
I think of thing of the past because people more and more are finding it. Companies are finding it more acceptable to have people work at home.
Yeah, well,
you can clock in, you can do everything you do, and they don't have to pay for space. They don't have to rent a co-working space for. A lot of big companies will rent an entire floor of a co-working space and just make it theirs.
Well, that's why
why do that when you can just everybody has internet now?
That's why I'm not sure how that.
It seems like. Of course, that was all probably planned.
Yeah, a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it's been in the works for quite a while. As developments go, they can be in the development for up to 10 years before they actually break ground. And so I think urban planners are going to find that a lot of people are going to move out to the suburbs, are going to move out to the country again. I think you're going to see a flight away from cities.
I don't know. I mean, I think people still want to live in the city, especially if you can work out of your home.
Yeah, but then why put up with city traffic?
Well, then you don't have to drive anywhere. You could just walk around like all the South End people do, or whatever. I don't know. I mean, we're gonna go. We're leaving for a couple of weeks and work from the camper trailer. So
yeah, I mean, I think you're gonna see it. I think personally, you're gonna see a de-urbanization of societies because. Not that I'd want to do it. I like living in the city, but I think there's a lot of people that live in the city because they feel put upon that they have to. Yeah. And they don't want to commute as far. Like, if you don't have an office to commute to, then you wouldn't even have to live in a specific city anymore. I mean, and I think who's going to get hurt a lot is going to be commercial buildings and people that do commercial travel, so rental car agencies and airlines they're never gonna see the amount of travelers they saw before.
Well, let's get back to where was your first Pride?
It would have been Houston, Texas. Okay. That's probably been, I think the first one was in 2000.
Oh wow.
That I went to.
That was your first one?
Yeah.
Wow. You're a late Prider.
Well, I mean, I had, a kid to raise, and so I had a kid when I was almost 19 years old.
Oh, wow.
So a lot of that stuff got put off until my late 20s and early 30s. And then, it went on off and on in my life, depending on the situation, if I was raising kids or not. My first Pride as Jenny, to where I was in my transition, would have been 2016.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So I began my social transition in 2015 in Missouri, and then my full-blown physical and all that became in 2016. So I was going to Panhandle Pride. Then
Texas.
later in Texas, which was Amarillo. They call it Panhandle Pride instead of Amarillo Pride, mainly because we get people from all over the region, and actually different states from New Mexico, Kansas, and Oklahoma. And so then I actually ended up knowing the president of the board, and he invited me to a board meeting. And so I ended up being a board member for Pride, Panhandle Pride 2017, and then as a consultant in 2018, which was my last year there before I moved here. And then I've been involved with Charlotte Pride beginning January of 2019. I was a volunteer, and then last fall they invited me to become a coordinator for 2 divisions of Charlotte Pride, the Real Out Film Festival, and then a Charlotte Trans Pride.
So explain to me and maybe people who are going to watch this and watch this later, what did they did something about uniformed police officers or something?
So as a response to Charlotte PD's use of chemical weapons and the use of force, and it's really been an ongoing battle anyway before 2020. A lot of people that are in the LGBTQIA community,
Mama Ruth asked you a question, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Are very, very, very uncomfortable with law enforcement.
Okay.
And especially the uniform.
Uh-huh.
It represents a lot of bad things to us in the queer community.
Uh-huh.
And
you can see it on that one.
okay.
Yep. Well, I didn't know exactly what they had done, but my first instinct was, because I've been to not only, you know, all the prides, but also festivals, you know, race days or whatever it's called, Memorial Day weekend downtown for NASCAR, and the CMPD that they hire, all they do is just stand around.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't actually like mingle with people and walk through, and they just all stand like at a road, you know, whatever those barriers are.
To be fair, the uniformed ones, the ones that are actually being paid to be there, they aren't supposed to participate, but they are supposed to be watching and regulating behaviors.
But they don't do
that either.
I've always seen like 5 or 6 of them just talking to each other.
Yes.
And I've always thought to myself, I could be walking in doing something violent and walk right past them.
Oh yeah.
And they just kind of ignored that. Just like, hi, how are you? You know, whatever.
So,
and I jokingly said, you know, it's like if you got time to lean, you got time to clean.
Yeah.
You know, it's anyway.
There's a lot of controversy, and you know, and I'd read postings before Pride last year.
Yeah.
Because I was involved as a volunteer and I'd organized several activities during that week, and a lot of people said they are uncomfortable with our partnership with the city as far as a very almost in-your-face presence of the place.
Yeah.
And I can understand that, and I can also understand. I know Gary McFadden, our sheriff of Mecklenburg County, also expressed disappointment because he wanted to walk with us in solidarity.
Yeah.
He's done a lot of really meaningful things, and
well, he can still walk, right? I mean,
he just can't walk in a uniform.
Okay.
And what they've asked is that law enforcement, if they do want to march, that they just not wear the uniform.
Sure.
And I can see why. One of the things is, you know, when you look at the trans people that get killed, more often than not it's black women.
Yes.
Black women, black trans women. And the law enforcement in general has not done a good job of investigating it. So, I guess the lack of support that we get typically nationwide from law enforcement, the lack of really protecting us, taking crime on the LGBT community serious, I think is just gotten to the point, and now with the Black Lives Matter movement, you know, Pride has said, all you're doing is triggering us. You're not really doing anything.
Exactly.
We don't really see a kinship. So until that changes, until the deal, they're hitting the pause button and saying, we just don't want any of our Pride goers, any of our members of our community triggered by it. And there's more people triggered by it than hurt by it.
Yeah.
That by saying, you can come in your regular street clothes, you can participate for the law enforcement that is LGBTQIA. They're more than welcome to come. They're more than welcome to participate. They're more than welcome to volunteer.
Yeah.
You know, what we don't want to do is just trigger people. And I think in this time of tension, in this time of COVID, until things settle down, and in our next actual in-person Pride, the earliest it's going to be is August of 2021.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we got a lot of time to have community discussions, but it caused a lot of backlash. It caused there's a lot of conservatives in the LGBT movement. I don't know if there's like a lot, but there's enough of them that they kind of made it a big deal.
Yeah.
And
well, what I said was, if you don't like it, then get involved, volunteer, run to be on the board. and then then you can make decisions. But it's like Monday morning quarterbacking. It's like letting other people do all the work and then bitching about things when they when they have made those decisions. I completely support whatever the Pride Board decides to do. I support them because I'm not involved. I like going to Pride.
Yeah,
and they've done a really good job of
I'm not on the board. I'm a volunteer and I'm a coordinator.
Yeah.
I've got 2 titles, but I'm not staff.
But to get on the board, you got to start first volunteer. So
you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's where Daniel Valdez, the president and chairman of our board, he started as a volunteer years ago. Got involved with the film festival too, and then moved into a coordinator, and then he got elected to the board, and like our staff members, many of our staff members, they came on as part-time employees and they went to full-time, and we have 3 great staff members, and we do a lot for the community.
I never understood
it's really a balance.
Sorry to change the subject, but I never understood why people walk or jog with black socks.
I've never understood that either.
Is that?
I've never understood black socks, unless you're wearing a black.
Well, yeah, and I mean, unless you're in it's formal or a suit or even business casual or whatever. But what is that?
I can see it.
I'm just curious about that because I've never understood that. So I'm like, okay.
I can understand it if the socks match the shoes. So if I had a really cool pair of black running shoes, I would probably wear black socks.
If you had like black running shoes?
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah. I guess that would be kind of like.
But that
cool
guy wasn't
whatever. But that was.
You're reporting a walker.
Yeah.
That he was wearing light-colored tennis shoes
and black socks.
Yeah. It looked very funky. But his whole outfit was kind of tragic too.
Yeah, I never understood that. Yeah.
I mean, there was a lack of coordination and cohesiveness.
I mean, I'm glad that he's walking and exercising. I mean, that's good. I mean, I know I've made the promise not to fat shame, or what was it again?
Yeah, you were fat shaming.
And you're not cursing, so we're keeping to our promises, and I appreciate that. So I'm glad that the person was out there.
About wardrobe choices.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Wardrobe choices is something. All you got to do is reach back into your closet and make better choices.
Oh, yeah.
Like. Hey, I have a funny story. So, one of the guys that I dated, we were going on a first date. So I went to his house and we were going to ride together to the restaurant. And he answers the door and he's wearing camo.
He's wearing what?
Camouflage. A camouflage t-shirt.
Could you see him?
Yeah, and I love. Yeah.
I just want to say something.
It wasn't urban camouflage.
This is St. Matthew's. It's a Catholic church. It's got the largest Catholic congregation in America.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I just thought I'd share that with you. Yeah, okay.
I didn't even know they had such a presence here.
Yeah, St. Matthew's, and then there's St. Rita's, and all that. The one on Providence. I forgot the name of that one.
That is curious. I'm going to ask you a follow-up after this.
Yeah.
But he answers the door in his camouflage shorts and a camouflage t-shirt, and I said, and I was talking about good choices in your closet, and I said, did you really? We're not going out and you're dressed like that, are you? We're going to a nice place. I mean, we're not going camping or hunting. And he goes, I thought about it, and I'm like, no, let's go to your bedroom real quick and let's make some better choices. And I literally went to his closet. This was our first date. And I selected some appropriate clothes because I was wearing very nice clothes. And I was like, yeah, you switch into these real quick, please.
Yeah,
thank you. He did, and so we dated for several years.
Not everyone can pull off camouflage, so that's.
Well, camouflage.
That's just
is inappropriate on a date. Yeah, I mean, unless you are 2 redneck gays and you're wanting to go shooting.
Well, even
yeah,
I guess.
But, and I don't know. I guess he thought I was a hee-haw gay, and I'm not. I don't hunt. I don't own a gun, and or we're going to a hoedown of some type. And I was like, I might be a hoe, but I'm not down with it. So we definitely. If anybody's listening out there and they want to date me, it's a no-go on camo. It's especially a first. Actually, any day.
Well, speaking of gay, I was thinking about this the other day because I watch a lot of Me TV, and now I watch Cozy TV, which is the free channels because we don't have cable. We have just the free channels. And on Cozy TV, Frasier is on, I think, from like 8 to 9, maybe, or 7 to 8. Anyway, sometime around that time period. And I was watching Frasier, and I think Frasier technically came out before. I just want to drive through here. You know how long it's been since I've ever been to a Chick-fil-A?
Are you gonna be able to fit in there?
I could drive around, but remember the promise I made?
Oh yeah.
And
you want to observe people?
I want to prove my.
This is
my
stalker level number 7.
Okay,
but
so
it is funny.
We're just gonna see if what I had said was true. Now, granted, I don't really come through here at all, but yeah, there's no way we can get through there. Okay, we can't.
If we were in the Porsche, we probably could have.
I watch. Yeah, if we were in the Porsche, I could see.
We could go down and then come back.
I'll do
this
that.
way.
Yeah.
And then we can kind of make a right. Yeah, this is hilarious. So we're in a parking lot it's a major development. There's a Target.
Yeah, this is called Stonegate or Stonecrest or whatever.
Stonecrest. Yeah, because the movie theater is the blah 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 movie theater in Stonecrest.
That's right. Yeah.
So yeah, this actually connects to it right here.
Does it?
Yeah, make a left.
Oh, okay.
Make a left. I'll show you. I've picked up mini delivery in this area, so I know this shopping center. I'll show you real quick. Go all the way down this way. Stay to the right.
Okay.
We'll get a bird's eye view of the Chick-fil-A people goers.
Look, they're wearing masks, face coverings. I see everybody.
Actually, this is the Target that I shop at. So
I
shop at this railroad Target all the time. And it's one of 2 stores I shop at. The staff is phenomenal.
Okay.
So here we go.
All right.
We can just hang a left. Or actually, here we can just.
There's a guy.
And it's mostly men.
Okay.
That's what I told you.
Maybe I wasn't correct.
No, it is lunchtime, to be fair.
Yeah.
But
usually.
I'm telling you, because the one over in Waverly is the same way. There's tons of men that go there. There's tons of young people that go there. I see tons of high school and college age kids going there and getting their blessed chicken, and Chick-fil-A's known for its stands on, it closes on Sunday.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, you're a cleaning crew or a road construction crew.
Oh, okay.
I've actually seen Chick-fil-A employees unloading a truck on a Sunday when they're closed and putting supplies.
So then they're not always closed on Sunday.
They are not.
Oh,
so there is work allowed to be done at Chick-fil-A, but they don't sell on Sunday.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I actually took a picture of it was a Chick-fil-A employee. Because I recognized him, and he was unloading boxes into the Chick-fil-A store in Waverly. And I was like, oh! And I actually posted it on social media. This was last year.
So, what I was saying was that Frasier, if you watch Frasier, I watch Frasier. It is the gayest show.
But the characters are straight.
Well, yes, they are, but
they're very metro.
But
they're very metropolitan.
It is so gay. It's gayer. To me, it's the original Will and Grace.
You think?
Yeah. If you watch it, it is so gay.
Because I don't think any of Frasier or Niles, his brother, his TV brother.
Well, in real life,
very femme.
Well, in real life, Niles is gay.
Yeah. No, it's obvious.
But the characters are like. They're like written by gay guys or something. Well,
now
there's nothing wrong with
it. No, not at all. I mean, quote Seinfeld. Not that there's anything wrong with it.
Not that there's anything wrong with it.
But Niles was always obviously gay because even as an actor, and this is, it's hilarious. It's just as hilarious to see a straight actor actually play a gay guy too. Robin Williams did in...
Will is straight.
Who?
Will, on Will and Grace.
No.
Yes, he is.
Is he?
Yeah, Jack is gay.
Well, yeah. There's no way Jack in any universe, in any timeline that Marvel could ever create would Jack from Will and Grace ever be straight. Now, if you'd have said that, I would be Googling this shit out.
No, Will is, Will, the actor.
No.
Will. Yeah.
Is he really straight?
Google it. Yeah.
I'm going to have to Google that.
All three of them, Will, Grace, Karen.
Well, I knew Karen was straight.
Yeah.
And I knew Grace was straight.
Yeah.
I'd never.
But yeah, Will is. He's just a very petite, skinny.
But he actually did not. In fact, if anything, Jack came off more being more performative. Will actually came off as a very typical, actual white gay guy.
Oh,
like he wasn't over the top, like he was kind of queen, and so. Wow, that breaks my heart.
So you thought of this. Anyway.
I thought all this time he was just a really good looking gay guy.
Yeah, well, there's nothing wrong. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying is that.
I kind of hate you right now. You just broke my little gay heart. I mean, all this time, I really thought that's just a testament to how good of an actor he is.
He's a very good actor. I've seen him in a couple of things.
Whereas the guy that played Niles, there was no way in this universe he was completely straight, because he has scenes where he flirts and dates Daphne, Fraser Creen's housekeeper. You can tell in real life he does not play with girls,
and it doesn't look natural for him.
No, it looks like he's acting. So it's like Seinfeld. It's a show about nothing,
and that's what's so funny about it. That's what's so humorous about it.
And Fraser Crane, the real life person, and I can't remember his name right now.
Kelsey
Grammer.
Yeah.
So he was married to a woman that was on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Yeah, that's right. They got divorced right when that show started, I think.
I think it was the first or second season that she was on it.
And I think
she indicated he liked to wear women's clothing, including a size 13 or 14.
He's a real staunch
women's cup.
He's a real staunch conservative. Well, that makes sense. Lady G.
Yes.
Lady G.
So, Kelsey Grammer, it's rumored.
Yeah.
Well, she didn't rumor. She came out and said it. That he loved to wear women's clothing. And so he does partake in a little bit of cross-dressing. And
not there's anything wrong with that.
None whatsoever.
Exactly.
A lot of trans women dabble in cross-dressing or wearing women's clothing because they choose to stay in the closet. It's a hard choice to make, and I would love for him to come out as trans. I think it would blow Republicans' minds out because he's a very hardcore conservative.
Who?
Kelsey Grammer. Right?
Oh, yeah. He's very hardcore. Yeah.
He's done a movie or a documentary where he was trying to make fun of the Roger and Me guy, and make an anti-version of that, conservative version. It was an awful movie. I couldn't believe I sat through it, but it was it wasn't funny. It was designed to be funny and a satire, and it was just like, dude, you need to stick to sitcoms. You're a good actor. We'll give the devil his due. I mean, there's some good conservative actors out there. You're not a satire guy. You're definitely not a documentary guy. But yeah, I mean, they were very queeny. They were very.
That's why I love it so much. I mean, it's so.
There was a lot of shade. And they made fun of their dad's chair, that easy chair that was in the middle of it. It wasn't.
Roz, the producer, the radio producer, Kramer's producer. She's like the manliest guy in the show.
Not only was she very masculine, but she's like the common sense voice. Like when they would get into fights with their dad over whatever.
So Barbara lives around here somewhere. I'm not sure what side.
She lives south.
Yeah, is that right? She lives over here.
Yeah, somewhere. She lives off. Well, I'm not gonna say the street.
Yeah, that's right.
But
you know what?
Yeah. Since we're on the air, we don't want to get too cray and start telling people's addresses and shit. Especially since she's part of our team.
That's right.
But yeah, no, I've been to her house a couple times because of the organizational thing for Tira's campaign, and this was a good time. You know, that was a lot of fun. But
That lady that was running had some big calves. I'm impressed.
well, I mean, if she's a runner, I mean,
Well,
you're
I
gonna
know
build
that's
up
just
muscle.
it's always funny when I see like the cyclist guys.
Oh yeah, they
Like
got legs
I
for
think they
days.
run like once a week too, but they run like on their tippy toes or something. I don't know if it's like to build their calves or something, but they don't run like normal jogging. They run like a tippy toe run.
Well, it's part of sprint training too.
Yeah, I don't.
So they're
It's,
probably. Well, not to mention, I mean, I don't know if you've ever been around many cyclists, but their quads are incredible. I mean, especially when you like to do the Tour de France, the distance riding,
Yeah.
like you know, so many famous Americans did, and you see them up close and personal, and you see their legs, both male and female cyclists, and the kind of power you have to generate from your legs, especially if you're going uphill, is incredible. I mean, the burn that you get. You know, I've never been a big cyclist or mountain biker.
I gotta tell you. So one time when we first moved here years ago, I was in this lane right here, and there's 2 lanes at this Mickey D's. See where that van is coming in?
Yeah.
There was like 2 people behind me. This old man in a Mercedes came in right. See, like this person's doing?
Yeah.
Went right around us and got in that second lane.
No way.
Look, that's what this person's doing.
Yeah, but they came from behind us.
Yes. You're supposed to wait in one lane and then you split here.
Oh.
You're not supposed to go around everyone else.
Well, that's awesome.
That's just like common courtesy.
Wow.
You know? And we were all sitting here and the person just turned right here and just went directly into that lane. And I'm like, do you not see us waiting? And then I thought to myself, maybe I'm like I try to follow exact, you know, anyway. Like there's not 2 lanes here.
But in the era of COVID, do we now realize that there's a portion of our society that does not care about common courtesy?
So this minivan, this pilot that just did what they're doing.
Yeah.
Now no one can get out because they're sitting right here.
Yeah, you might as well get a Snickers bar. You're going to be here a while.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's why they shouldn't do it.
Yes, exactly.
There's a sign that says split, but there's no real signage behind us that says that.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's one of the issues. Is that they should have, and I've seen some Chick-fil-A's do this. So Chick-fil-A's,
like the one we had, they had the cones.
they had some little cones,
Yeah, exactly,
and then they let you split right at the very end.
Yeah. And that's
They
what
also
should
have
do.
little people out there with little tablets.
But don't you think that's just like common sense and common courtesy?
No.
You see people in line,
Dude,
and this person
people
just
are
goes.
getting pissed because we're making them wash their hands and wear a mask.
Jesus Christ.
We are a country of 5-year-olds. We are like a bunch of 3
You're
or
not the
5-year-olds.
boss of me.
That you remember when we used to have Toys R Us,
Uh-huh.
and you go in there and you see that 1 or 2 unruly kids from the same family that would be stomping their feet, going, "I want it now! So we basically have these people that have a lack of impulse control.
Yeah.
And we'll blow past people, and you see this all the time on the highways too. No friggin' etiquette.
Yeah.
No idea of how to drive on a freeway.
Yeah.
And I used to think it was just specific to a city. I now believe it's a pandemic of bad driving. People, as a professional driver, as a courier, and I've driven as a courier in 2 different states, I can tell you, some people just suck. They just suck, and they suck at courtesy. They just didn't learn anything in kindergarten, because all these rules we learned in kindergarten.
Well, I hope this guy gets stuck in that lane now, because
oh no, he's not coming over here.
no, he's not. I'm not going to let him come over this
I
way.
didn't come over and kick a dent.
But now he
before.
realizes he's blocking everybody, and he's acting like, you know.
Well, now it's too late. Now you're an asshole.
Yeah, and
know,
so
you're officially a jerk because you blew past people that you already saw in line.
that's right. Anywho, I just had to get that out of my system, because that just makes no logical sense
Well,
to me.
and some of it's on McDonald's, because
They should
have the proper gear, you know, and they should have like cones. They should have somebody out here taking orders like Chick-fil-A.
Exactly. Well, Taco Bell does it.
Yeah, I mean, they have. I mean, in this day and age of portable devices and COVID, you just go into somebody's window.
Yep.
And you know, there's so many ways to expedite food orders. It just in technology. It's like in portable devices. It's not like it's the 1970s or 80s. And we have to use cash.
So this is what I mean. We don't go out a lot, but if we do go out, like, you know, like on my shopping day, or if we in a pinch, I got to do something.
Right.
I always make sure that you only use. We try to do cashless.
Yeah.
So that we don't have exchange cash. That I have a face covering on. I always have this ready, but even before that, I always had this ready. So
that's what I was trying to look and see if this dude has a mask on.
He doesn't. I see him.
That's fabulous.
He's actually young. I'm surprised he's that inconsiderate his age, but
you think he's that young?
Well, look, you can tell. I can tell from his profile that he's a young. Look, he's got his damn foot like he's a girl. You see, his knee is sitting up on his.
Are you sure?
He's like this. Look.
Oh yeah.
Oh, girlfriend.
So he's got shorts on with a long sleeve shirt.
Girl.
That's fabulous.
Girl.
So he must be off season.
Hey, girl.
He got hungry from
girl. Girl.
So he must be on his lunch hour.
Girl.
That's hilarious.
That is.
Oh my god.
Girl.
This is what the show is really based on, is throwing shade to people. So it's just unbelievable that you watch some of these people that are so oblivious to the world.
Look, we got the order before him. Same thing.
Yeah.
Large fry, large Diet Coke.
I think they've gone to the basket of fries.
Oh, okay.
Welcome to McDonald's. Can I take what you order?
Yes, can I get a basket of fries, a large Diet Coke, a McDouble, a McChicken, a small fry, and a 4-piece Chicken McNugget? Oh, he's not young. He's about 40-something years old.
That's what I was trying to tell you. I didn't think he looked that young.
What's your sauce for your nugget?
No sauce, please.
Will that be all?
That's it.
All right, your total's going to be $10.26.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Come on, girl. Come on. Move. Oh, he's got a bad haircut, too. Damn. If you're gonna be, if you're gonna be noticed, at least be hot or something. Have you ever eaten at Panera?
I love Panera.
Yeah, I've never.
Yeah, they're originally called the St. Louis Bread Company.
Oh.
And they started in Missouri, and they're a real big thing in Branson, Missouri when I lived there. And by then they were called Panera. And but yeah,
they're like a progressive company or something, right? I mean,
yeah. Oh yeah, there was a lot. I mean,
look, and then he just littered. What a jerk!
It just blows me away. Yeah. Panera is actually they're very affirming on.
Yeah.
You know, I'd put them in that same category as Target.
I think Jeff's daughter used to work at Panera for a while, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
I've had a family member that worked there for them, and I know several people from an organization I belong to that serves trans people. I know several people from that organization that go to support meetings actually are employed by Panera, and from what I understand, I've never heard anything different, but they've always been very supportive.
Yeah,
and the Paneras I've been in have been very diverse.
Yeah, very progressive company.
I've never noticed them hiring employees that, you know, just don't represent a lot of different types of people. And so I think, you know, and a lot of companies are that way. I mean, Starbucks has been fairly known for its progressiveness. I mean, there's a lot of them, they put their money where their mouth is, you know, and you know, and that tends to be the companies I try to support. You know, I try to, I will say, and I don't know this company-wide, the Harris Teeter that I go to is very progressive. Yeah. They have a very diverse staff. They have a very LGBT staff. Oh, wow. Several of their employees are very openly LGBT. Okay. With zero issues.
Yes, I think so. Thank you.
And I know when I shop there, they very much remember my name. They very much treat me with a tremendous amount of respect.
Yes.
And I've never had any significant issues, which is in South Charlotte, so it's in a very...
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Oh, there you go.
They've been very affirming, very, you know, they've gone out of their way to be a very good company to do business with. And that's why I continually go back to that same store, because I know that the management here is made it very clear that if I ever have any problems, that to let them know.
Oh, that's good.
So, I've always felt safe, you know, which I've gone in there in different hours of the night, you know, especially before COVID. Yeah. Because sometimes I'd get out of an event. And before COVID, they were still staying open until midnight. But, you know, after the pandemic, they shortened their hours. Yeah. Because, and I've never felt unsafe or unprotected or anything like that. So it's always been, it's been a really good experience in that store. Yeah, and you know, it was, but the management made it that way.
I mean, I know you've done deliveries and stuff like that. Is there a place that you've been to that you didn't feel comfortable?
Yeah, there's several. The Bojangles. Oh, really? I got to where I would not accept a delivery from any Bojangles chain.
Oh, wow.
Part of the chain, yeah.
Okay.
Not only, I felt, well, I faced some different incidences there. Oh, no. They're also very poorly run. Okay. Universally, their food comes out slow, which if you're in the courier business, time is money, plus your customer's waiting. Yeah. They had a lot of orders wrong. There was one time I was picking up 2 orders from 2 different individuals at the same time, which was very common to get a double or a triple order. And they wanted to put all the food from 2 different households in the same bag. And I was like, I asked the young lady behind the counter, and then when I told her, I said, don't put it all in the same bag, she flipped me attitude, and I was like, I need the manager over here, because I'm like, you can't put 2 separate orders. I'm going to 2 different places. Because of all the food's all containerized, I couldn't tell what it was. I was like, I'm not going to go fingering through people's food. Exactly. They don't want me doing that. That's illegal. So, yeah, it just, you get to know certain chains, and I would never eat in a Bojangles just because of that. And they do have some history with lawsuits and trans people. So,
I didn't know that. Yeah.
And you know, when I recruited for the trans job fair, they were one company I never considered. I mean, I wouldn't want to put somebody in that situation.
I'm trying to remember what were the franchises? The guy the guy that used to own the Panthers, Richardson.
Oh yeah.
Before he owned the Panthers, he ran a franchise of restaurants or something.
Really?
I don't know which ones they were, but they were sued for discrimination. And so then he bought the Panthers, and of course, you know, that's why he had to sell the Panthers, is because all this came out of him being kind of a bigot, and
but I will say,
calling middle women, and you know, all this, you know,
of the thousands of deliveries I've made in the greater Charlotte area, especially to my customers.
Yeah.
I'm surprised how many people. Well, first of all, when you're dropping off a cell phone or food or whatever I was delivering, because we were a courier for all kinds of companies.
Yeah.
Being a contract driver, you know, I honestly may have had one or two incidences where I felt uncomfortable with a guest.
Yeah.
And of all that, it had nothing to do with me being trans.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with me being LGBT. One dude was just, he was like that guy in that pilot.
Yeah,
He just
a dick.
just was a jerk. And you know, it was irrational. And he actually kind of made a fool of himself because he said that it took too long with he'd bought a steak from Chili's and said it wasn't, he said there's no way it could be hot. And I said, well, it's burning my hand while I'm holding it, standing here talking to you. And I handed it to him. He touched it, of course, it burned his hand too. I mean, not burnt it off, but it was warm to the touch. And I was like, if the outside of the container is hot,
well, I don't understand.
I'm telling you, the steak is warm.
Well, first of all, I don't understand how you can order something for delivery and complain about the warmness of it, because it's not guaranteed to get to you in a certain time period, is it?
No,
it's not like Domino's where you're guaranteed it warm, or you know,
Well,
they don't have the guarantee anymore because of the lawsuits of crashes or whatever.
Because there's so many things that go into being a courier.
Yeah.
For one, if you get dispatched just like a Uber driver.
Yeah.
You can be dispatched to back-to-back things.
Yeah.
So, and with food delivery, you could get 2 orders from the same place, which in his situation, I'd gotten 2 orders from 2 different restaurants, but they were in the same complex. Actually, they weren't. They were on Ray Road.
Well,
so I got dispatched to one place ahead of his. Then when I got to Chili's, his order was not ready.
Yeah.
So he was actually held up the first order.
Yeah.
So if anybody should have been pissed, it should have been the first people. They didn't say a word. His knots were all in a rope. And so he didn't really wait any longer because his order was the one that delayed everything. And that's what I finally explained to him. I said, if you actually look at when I actually left Chili's, which it'll show you on the app, when I actually left the store.
Okay.
You held it up quite a while because I sat there idle for a long time.
So why would you order a steak from Chili's?
Well, I mean, to me, if you're going to order a steak, you go to the restaurant.
Yeah,
cook it yourself.
Exactly. Maybe a burger or,
you know,
like I wouldn't really even order nachos because by the time it gets to you, it'd be soggy.
Not really. I mean,
unless they separate them, right? I mean,
some of them separated and they put a little deal of queso to the side.
Or like fish and chips. When we ordered fish to go, when this first started, we wanted to support the lodge. It was soggy by the time we got it.
But realistically, if you order from a place that's relatively close to your home, it shouldn't get that soggy. Yeah. I mean, it you know, again, if you live in South Charlotte and you order from a restaurant in South End or Uptown, it's kind of bad on you. I mean, because now you're talking about a 20-30 minute drive.
Exactly.
If it's a 5 to 7 minute drive, it's not going to be that bad because these containers hold a lot of heat. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, I rarely ever had a complaint. It was usually somebody that probably just changed their mind and wanted to try to get out of the delivery. And some people are just funny. Some people are just upset, and I'm the next easy target. You know, so it rarely happens. If I did 100 deliveries, 200 deliveries, I might get one person that's kind of whiny. And out of the thousands I did, he was one of the few that was really upset. Like, he was really upset until he touched the container and realized the longer you argue with me, the colder the food's getting, type thing. I'm like, well, how stupid do you feel now? You know, type thing.
Well, we are coming to the end.
Yes!
It has gone by. We actually went over. So
we went over a little bit.
I apologize for anyone who's watching this or going to be watching this later. We didn't throw that much shade.
No, well, I mean, we got on a few politicians like normal. And we did shade the dude in the pilot there at the McDonald's parking lot.
So I know this neighbor of mine always parks the wrong way. Drives me crazy for someone who doesn't. I'm about law and order, following the rules, law, always parks the wrong way, and the entire reason he parks the wrong way is because he wants people to see the sports team that he supports. He has the covers on his car.
But wouldn't, even if he was turned the right way, wouldn't people go by still
of
look
course.
into his front windshield?
Of course.
I mean, does it?
He wants him to be like right in your face.
But wouldn't it still be that way?
Yes, it would. But some people, I'm just saying.
Doesn't he have see-through glass both directions?
I don't know.
Does it change the color?
I'm just saying, it makes no sense, but it drives me crazy.
I
hate when
mean,
people do things like that.
I mean, your windshields are typically transparent, no matter what direction you're parked on.
I hate when people park the wrong way.
That's a very bizarre logic.
They don't want to take the time just to anyway.
That's why, like, I'll sometimes, if I've come the other way, I'll pull in your driveway and then I'll turn back around.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
Well, for one thing, you can get a ticket for it.
Well, I should call. Well, I would never do that, but anyway. All right. Well, thank you. You've been watching Two Queers in a Truck, driving.
Be safe.
Be safe.
Mask up. Wash your damn hands.
And
wait at least 6 feet away in public.
Yes.
And if it's really, really crowded, go somewhere else.
And never fart downwind.
And never pee into a windstorm.
Or upwind. Anyway, thank y'all. Bye.
Bye.
We're going to eat.